Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. I just wanted to welcome all of you to tonight's webinar entitled Exploring Caribbean Medical Schools. Is this choice right for you? So tonight we will be exploring the exceptional educational pathways, diverse learning environments, and the promising future that awaits those who choose to pursue their medical careers outside of the United States. We'll delve into the unique advantages, world-class faculty, and the international perspectives offered by Caribbean medical schools. Whether you're a prospective student seeking to fulfill your dream of becoming a doctor or a healthcare enthusiast looking for the ideal learning experience, we're here to guide you through the remarkable opportunities that the Caribbean has to offer. So we'll just jump right in. Our speakers tonight will be representatives speaking on behalf of the American Canadian Medical School of Medicine, Ross University School of Medicine, St. George's University School of Medicine. And so I'm just going to pull up our presentation. So the first individual or the first school that we'll be hearing from is the American Canadian School of Medicine. And our speaker will be Mr. Niall James. Just a quick bio. The American Canadian School of Medicine was just accredited this past summer, and it is a nonprofit medical school located on the beautiful island of Dominica. This program is focused on students who want to practice medicine in the United States or in Canada. And I will just add him to the stage so that you can speak, so that he is able to present tonight.
Okay, thank you so much, Sarona. My name is Nigel James with the American Canadian School of Medicine. Again, thank you, Sarona, for organizing this and inviting us to this great webinar this evening. So I'm going to be representing American Canadian School of Medicine. We are a new program, as Sarona mentioned. We just brought in our first class in August. So today, what I'm going to be talking to you about would be a little bit about, again, who we are, highlight some faculty members. We'll talk about life in Dominica, the admissions process, financial aid, and of course, I'll try to keep a couple minutes in there for a quick Q&A. If I'm not sure if we're collecting any questions at the end, but I'll certainly save some time for that. So American Canadian School of Medicine, we're the first and only nonprofit Caribbean medical school. What that means, for students is that a lot of those resources are really just injected right back into students' services and support. We have a fully integrated clinical setting from day one, where you can get hands-on training from day one. We use a small group model, typically between 8 to 10 students. It's a clinical-based or case-based style of learning, so there are no actual lectures. Our clinical faculty includes physicians from Ivy League schools, and I will dive into a little bit about some of their backgrounds and highlight just a few of them. We do collaborate with Canadian universities and US clinical training. We'll talk a little bit about where our clinical training sites are. And we are fully accredited by the IAAR and the AMMR. These two accrediting bodies, all Caribbean medical schools will need them in order to be licensed by the ECFMG for students to go through ECFMG and be able to practice in the United States. So this is certainly something that all schools will want to ensure that they have. Again, that's the Accreditation Commission on Colleges of Medicine. Our dean is Dr. Amadi. He graduated from the Medical College of Wisconsin and he studied internal medicine at Yale School of Medicine. He has really been the driving force behind developing our curriculum and to ensure that it's modeled similar to a U.S. Medical school, to ensure that students are getting the type of education that's going to prepare them for just not passing the boards, but also being able to match into residency. So again, our clinical faculty includes physicians from various U.S. Ivy League programs. I'm just going to go through a few, highlights of some of these physicians, as well as our adjunct faculty members. We have Dr. Plaver, who is an adjunct. He's the co-director of the cardiovascular module. He's an adjunct clinical professor of medicine at Yale School of Medicine. We have Dr. Ray King, who's the co-director of the cardiovascular module of the curriculum. He is the assistant professor of surgery at the University of Wisconsin. We have Dr. Ramia, who is the director of surgery, head and neck anatomy course content and surgery adjunct professor, as well as Dr. Paul Fiedler, who is the director of pathology, molecular biology, the course content and pathology adjunct faculty member. So we're going to dive right into the program overview. So the way the program is set up is, again, we're located in Dominica, where students will be doing years 1 and 2 of their basic sciences in Dominica, followed by years 3 and 4 at one of our rotation sites in the US, followed by graduation and then eventually your residency. So your entire time with us will be 4 years. Our curriculum is certainly one that gets you hands-on training from day one. Dominica's healthcare system, including their faculty members managing their special ambulatory clinic and working on the main teaching hospitals. This gives our students the ability to get this hands-on training. So this clinical work in this inpatient setting is structured around a team that is composed of a faculty member, a resident, and 2 to 4 medical students. This is pretty unique. I would say most medical schools don't have access to local ambulatory and hospital clinics. So this really gives our students the ability to integrate this clinical aspect early on from day one. For our clinical years, which is years 3 and 4, these rotations, of course, these clinical years are invaluable. They're an invaluable part of your medical education, allowing you to gain hands-on experience and really build crucial skills in diverse healthcare settings. Our rotations are in California, Connecticut, and Florida, as well as Ontario. And again, we're a very new program, just brought in our first class in August. So these clinical sites will certainly grow as the years go by. So a little bit about life in Dominica. So of course, most individuals will be wondering, well, where in the world is even Dominica? So you'll see here on the map, sometimes students get it confused, of course, for Dominican Republic. It's not Dominican Republic, it's Dominica. And, it's a really small island in the Caribbean. You'll see on this map that, the location of Miami to the north, San Juan, Puerto Rico, and there recently has been direct flights from Miami. Just some quick facts about the island. It's a very small island, again, about 72,000 individuals for the population, and lots of biodiversity and activities on this island. It is an English-speaking island as well. So we'll dive a little bit into our curriculum, our campus itself. The campus consists of a modern facility, including state-of-the-art classrooms and labs in your simulated patient environment. Just a quick history, though, about our campus. We're actually located on the same campus where Ross University once was located back in 2018. The horrible Hurricane Maria hit and devastated many of the Caribbean islands, and Ross actually moved to Barbados. And we're actually on that campus, which is a beautiful, large campus. And it certainly provides all of the services and amenities in order for a student to be successful. So I know I'm going through quite a bit of information and relatively quickly. I want to be mindful of other presenters' time. So really quick about the admissions process. Of course, we recommend applying early once you have decided that you're interested in American Canadian School of Medicine, um, we recommend that you, so we actually do two different intakes per year, a January and August, and that's each year. We do accept either sort of a quick application process where you can upload a copy of your AMCAS if you went through AMCAS. You can upload a copy of your ACOMAS application if you went through ACOMAS, or we have our own quick application that you can fill out directly. So we'll accept any one of those. Our prerequisite courses that we need would be General Biology 1 and 2, General Chemistry 1 and 2, Organic Chemistry 1, Physics 1, and a math course. We do require 2 letters of recommendations. Ideally, they would be from an academic as well as a professional letter of recommendation. When it comes to students who may be out of school for a while, 2 professional letters would be welcomed. And of course, we need a personal statement and your resume. All of these combined will complete your application and send it to the admissions committee. Tuition and financial aid is available. For students, we do have a loan program that is set to become active in the first quarter of next year, as well as quite a bit of scholarships that the admissions committee offers based on academic excellence or research levels or any other high achieving accomplishments. There's also a tuition refund program, which the dean as well as the president have offered students, and they're standing by this, where all students are eligible for this program if they meet the following requirements. So basically, they're offering a money back guarantee if you don't match into a residency. So of course, you certainly have to meet certain requirements, showing that you're in good standing, you're passing your step 1 and step 2, you're meeting all the terms and conditions of going through the matching system, you're applying early, and really just overall exhibiting good faith that you're trying to get into a residency, that you're not turning down a particular specialty or match that you've given. So they're certainly standing by something like this, which I think speaks very heavily on the fact that they know this curriculum is going to support you in being successful. And I do offer one-on-one consultations with students if they want to go over their transcripts, their resume, or just ask questions that they may not feel comfortable asking in a group. They can certainly schedule a one-on-one consultation with me. Feel free to scan the QR code and do so. And I believe now I think I have a couple minutes for any Q&A. I'm not sure if that's being facilitated, but my email is also there just in case. Feel free to reach out to me. And again, thank you so much for inviting me to this great webinar.
Thank you so much, Mr. Hall. We really appreciate that. And I hope all of our guests were able to learn a lot more about this new institution and are excited to apply when the time comes. All right. So now we'll be moving on to our next speaker, which is Miss Justina Nasato. Hopefully I pronounced that correctly. And she will be providing us with information regarding the American University of the Caribbean School of Medicine, as well as Ross University School of Medicine. And just a quick bio about each school. The American University of the Caribbean School of Medicine was established in 1978 and is dedicated to training aspiring physicians throughout a rigorous and international recognized program. And the Ross University School of Medicine is a renowned institution located in Barbados. It was established in 1978, and it is committed to producing competent and compassionate healthcare professionals who contribute to the global medical community. So now I will be bringing Ms. Justina to the stage so that she may present.
Hi, thank you so much. Thank you. I really appreciate that. And that was a great introduction. Thank you for having me. It's an honor to be here. And it's an honor to be with other such esteemed Caribbean medical schools as well. So thank you for that. I am going to give you a little bit of information about me and then jump off into this presentation. I'm going to share a bit of different information than what's shared typically, but excited to have an opportunity to connect with you. So there is a QR code. Please go ahead and scan that, and I can also share that with the organizers later as well. So I have been in higher education for 20 years. I was a dean and a vice president. I was an interim vice president at an HBCU. And in South Carolina, across Texas, I've worked and recognized when I was working with health science programs that there was a real deficit in underrepresented physicians. And it was also a very difficult process to get accepted. Sometimes they weren't being given the right information or there wasn't enough information. And to that point, Caribbean Medical Schools was created to fill the deficit that we had because we have fewer physicians than we need to give good medical care, especially in rural areas. And then additionally, there are around 55,000 students applying to medical school and only around 23,000 spots. So I recognized in my career that there was a real challenge and we were not enrolling every student that should be a physician. That brought me to AUC and Ross. They are sister schools. So there are two different schools with basically the same path to medicine, just located on different islands in the Caribbean. We have a really specific focus at AUC and Ross, and we focus on diversity and equity and inclusion in our enrollment plan. It's part of our mission statement, and we have created a whole separate part of the organization to support this function. We also have specific opportunities for students to get access and inclusion in medicine. So at AUC and Ross, we graduate more Black physicians, both male and female, than any other U.S. school at more than 100 graduates each year. So you can see there on the screen what those numbers break down to at AUC and Ross. So we are doing something about diversity and inclusion and equity in the medical field, but we realized we weren't doing enough. So we do have diversity on campus and we do have a focus on diversity, but we decided we needed to do more. And so we've created partnerships. We can even do a partnership with agencies, governments, organizations, and universities that allow opportunities for students to get a guaranteed interview and then an opportunity, if accepted, to benefit from a scholarship. As you can see on the slide, there are a lot of different opportunities. We give a first semester scholarship, first semester housing, flight and lodging to campus. So some real benefits built into our AIM program to support students. So going that extra mile to make certain we are supporting underrepresented students in medicine. Just a quick deep dive. We have an AIM admissions contact. There is a specific person that supports you. If there is a partnership that you're coming in under, then you have that additional information, that additional support, and that additional ambassador. As you can see, some of the partnership institutions that we currently have that support that diversity and inclusion program. And I just want you to see that there's opportunity, particularly for you, even if you think you cannot get in U.S. medical school, you do have an alternative path. And that starts with AUC and Ross Med. As I mentioned, there's the 53,000 applicants, and basically only 42% of those applicants are getting accepted into medical school. And if you can see the typical GPA and the average MCAT, those are significantly higher than one would think. So it can be incredibly difficult to get into U.S. medical schools, and in some states, even as much as only 17% are accepted into medical school. We believe that anyone with the requisite ability and character and desire to become a physician deserves an opportunity. So we are looking at our students holistically when we are doing the interview process, when we are looking at your full resume, your package, your letters of recommendation, your personal statement. We are working hard to make sure that we hear who you are, because you're much more than the combination of an MCAT score and a GPA. We're looking to hear that. And then we also, the person who does your interview at our schools basically becomes your advocate with the admissions committee and is committed to make certain not only do you get white glove support and treatment, but you get an opportunity to get accepted into medical school. Ross Medical School, as you can see, has some really strong residency placement numbers. Our first time residency placement when we did this slide was 92. Our most recent residency placement was 98%. And that is across 16 disciplines. So understand, when you're placing in residency, there's a misnomer that with Caribbean medical schools or international medical schools, you typically are only placing in family medicine, and that is not the case. We also have strong USMLE first time pass rates, as you can see, a 91% for Ross. And your pathway to residency starts with five terms on campus in either Barbados or St. Martin. And then you're back in the US to do your clinical sciences. You do 1 year at one of our clinical sites, and we have 24 clinical sites across the US. So these are sites with teaching hospitals, US medical school teaching facilities, and we are partnered with them to make certain that you get an opportunity to do your clinicals back in the US. You do that third year, all core clinicals at one site, and then you can either stay at that site or you move on to your elective clinicals. That fourth year, you get to choose what you do and where you do it. So we also help facilitate those clinicals outside of our clinical sites. So for instance, we do not have a clinical site in Texas, but we work with medical schools in Texas to give you an opportunity to get that elective experience there. We are technologically advanced. We have clinical training that starts in the first semester. We have mobile clinics. We have testing for HIV and diabetes. We are well received on island. Both islands welcome us and ask us to help participate in the hospital system and with the local communities to support their people on island. And when we do that, we're able to give our students the opportunity to do really firm hands-on clinical experience before they get back to the US, so that they're experienced in that as well. We have assimilation center, everything that you're going to have in US medical schools, we try to provide for you, and that is on both campuses. We do have small group learning, as you can see. We have both MD and PhD teaching faculty, and it's 2 to 9 in those study groups, depending on the activity. So just know you're being taught by MDs and PhDs. You're being taught by the faculty. We're teaching institutions. Our goal is to make certain you're supported. And to that point, faculty are required to have office hours and small study groups. A little bit about life in the Caribbean. Both schools are in historic settings, as I've already mentioned. It's really easy to get there. It typically requires you to fly 2 hours in the US and then 2 hours directly to both islands. So there are direct flights into both islands. We have housing on both campuses to fit your needs. That is student housing that you have access to. So a lot of opportunity to get those comforts from home and have everything set up for you before you get there. Lots of campus life opportunity for you. We want to be sure our students get a well-rounded experience. There's opportunity for research, but outside of that, there's also opportunity to get a vibrant CV or resume from medical school by involving yourself in clubs. If we don't have it, we'll create it for you. If there's one that you see that you want to join, perfect. And if there's one you'd like to create, we work with students to do that as well. We are student focused, student centric, and we do listen to our students. The clinical curriculum, so that you can see what that looks like. We are US medical school curriculum based. So both of our schools have US medical school curriculums. You're coming back into the US for those last 2 years to do those clinicals. As I mentioned, in affiliated hospitals and U.S. medical schools. So you do have an opportunity to be back in the U.S. Your third year, you're going to do the core rotation that you see. And then you, in your fourth year, do elective rotations. And what that means is you're given an opportunity to really dig in. If you would like to actually focus and you say, I want to do more than family medicine, I am absolutely wanting to do peds, or I would like to do orthopedics, then that's when you do that. In that fourth year, you get those elective clinical experiences. Here are some of the sites that you can attend across the U.S. and some of the names of those U.S. medical clinical sites and programs and hospital systems. I'll give you just a minute to review. And then I wanted you to see where our graduates are. And let's go back quickly just to give you some residency highlights. There's some of our placements and some of the specialties. And then here's where our graduates are. So you can see across the U.S. that our graduates are placed across the U.S. and not in just central locations. Quickly, we'll go through that application process. So you'll need a personal interview, which we do after you get the MCAT and the GPA. We do not have a minimum MCAT or GPA. Our average is a 497 MCAT, and our average GPA is a 3.2. You must have the bachelor's degree, the 2 letters of recommendation, and then again, the personal statement and medically related experience. We are not looking for a specific number of hours. We're looking to see that you know what it's going to be a physician, what that end result looks like. We have 3 starts, as you can see, and you can either apply directly at no cost, or you can just share your ACOMAS or AMCAS. We do have a medical education readiness program. That is an additional program that you are able to attend. If we look at your file and we see that there might be an area of opportunity, we will recommend that you attend our medical education readiness program, which is fully online. It is 15 weeks, and you're able to really take a deep dive and prepare yourself for medical school. We do have financial aid. We are fully accredited at both institutions, and you have access to U.S. federal aid. In addition to that, your budget will allow you the money for living expenses. So typically students get about 20% above the full tuition, and that is direct loans. You're not trying to come up with creditworthy cosigners or any kind of support or any sort of package. You're not building a package. You are getting direct loans. I just wanted you to see quickly in my last few seconds that there is scholarship opportunity at Ross and at AUC. These are both merit-based, and these are both experience and community-based. So first-generation scholarship, community engagement scholarship. These are scholarships that you're able to apply to and get awarded. We do not stack scholarships, so we always award the largest scholarship, be it the merit or one of the other scholarships that you see and I mentioned. But just know that this is an opportunity for you to offset some of that cost of medical school. AUC deep dive, just quickly, AUC offers students an opportunity to really dig in and go deep and learn about what it is that's necessary to be a successful physician. And then we facilitate all the way through to your residency placement by placing you with someone to coach you, someone, one of our graduates who is already successfully placed. We place you with them, and we do this at both AUC and Ross. We give you the opportunity to be mentored by them, and they help you through the entire residency placement process, as well as we help you at both institutions through that residency placement. So basically, from beginning to end, we're giving you the opportunity to really just get support, focus on your end goal, and have everything aligned to follow your dream of becoming a physician. So I'll just stop here. And if there is anyone that would like any information, I will certainly provide that so that you can follow up on both programs. But happy to answer questions, happy to support you, and want to be sure that you know that you can WhatsApp me, text me, or call me. I'll make sure I provide my information so that that can be shared so that you can follow up with me. But I'm here to help, and I'm here to answer questions. And I can also connect you with our graduates so that you have an opportunity to experience from a different perspective what AUC and Ross Medical School has to offer. Thank you so much for your time, and thank you so much. I didn't get to thank you, and I would be remiss if I jumped off and didn't thank you now. You were wonderful. You helped us, Serona, so much, and you were really, really supportive, and I appreciate you as well. So thank you for your time.
Thank you so much, Ms. Justina. I really appreciate that. Let me go ahead and move you. And yes, if anyone has any questions, please feel free to drop it in the chat. They're viewable, so I can share them with the speakers so that they're able to answer any questions that you guys may have. But yeah, that was really informative. Thank you again, Ms. Justina. It's really great to hear all the opportunities available at Caribbean institutions, including when it comes to residency. I know that's a big concern. Everybody wants to get matched. That's the whole goal of going to medical school. So it is a big concern. So it's good to know that there are plenty of residency and match opportunities available at institutions outside of the United States. Okay, so our last speaker will be Ms. Michaela Hall, and she will be speaking in regards to St. George's University, which was established in 1976. It is located in the beautiful island of Grenada, and it is a leading center for medical education, offering a wide range of programs in medicine, veterinary medicine, public health, and other health-related fields. So I'll go ahead and add Ms. Hall to the stage now. And I'll go ahead and share your screen as well.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. Good evening, everyone. Like Ms. Serona said, my name is Michaela Hall, and I am Director of Admission for St. George's University School of Medicine. A little bit about me before I get started is that I have been with SGU now for about 3 years, and I have worked in higher ed admission for over 25 years at various institutions throughout the United States, large, small, public, and private. But I am delighted to talk to you more about SGU and the opportunities that are available within our School of Medicine. So before I get started, though, I really would like to commend you on your efforts in seeking out prospective colleges and universities and being a part of this wonderful organization. There is a doctor shortage here in the United States, and according to the Association of American Medical Colleges, within 8 years, we're going to be short 40,000 doctors if we don't do something about it. So I just would like to commend you on your efforts in adhering to that need. So St. George's University, we are a comprehensive global research institution located on the island of Grenada, which is just northeast of Venezuela, below the hurricane belt. We are the oldest medical school in the Caribbean, founded in 1976, and in our 47-year history, we've graduated over 20,000 physicians, all of which were once in your position tonight, aspiring to become a medical doctor. So as you prepare to continue your education in medical school, I've organized this presentation tonight with the top 10 questions that I think you should ask us, or any school for that matter, when finding the best place for you to accomplish your goal of becoming a doctor. So let's go ahead and get started with the first question. Will you get a U.S. residency? It is important to understand your return of investment in a medical school education, and practicing medicine begins with the residency. You cannot become a licensed physician in the United States without completing a residency. And I'm proud to share that St. George's University graduates obtain more U.S. residencies than any other medical school graduates. In fact, 94% of eligible U.S. graduates applying for a residency over the last 3 years received one at the time of graduation. We are the largest provider of doctors into U.S. residency programs. This year, 2023, students match into over 1,000 U.S. residency programs, in 42 different US states within 20 different countries. No other medical school in the world produces more new doctors into the healthcare system. So not only will you receive a residency program, but you'll also receive a tremendous return on your investment. We're also the largest source of doctors that are licensed to practice medicine in the United States. Yes, as an international school located in the Caribbean, we've excelled in training in training and graduating more U.S. residency, more licensed physicians than all medical schools here in the United States. We've currently graduated over 13,000 licensed physicians here in the U.S. The numbers don't lie. In our brief 47-year history, we've already surpassed all other medical schools. So one of the many resources that contribute to our students' success is our Office of Career Guidance and Student Development, otherwise known as OCG. OCG assists every student in developing an individualized residency strategy to ensure successful match with the residency of their choice. OCG has advisors who work with students from the beginning to educate them on how their profiles compare with students who have historically fared well in the match process. They ensure students are applying for residencies which they are most qualified and best positioned to fit. OCG assists students with their CVs, their personal statements, their interview skills, and their residency applications as a whole. So how can SGU's clinical network help you obtain a residency? Our students benefit from training at a variety of locations within various states throughout the nation. We are affiliated with over 75 different hospitals and healthcare centers in the US, Canada, and in the UK. During your clinical rotations, you'll be exposed to specialties like pediatrics, OBG, internal medicine, emergency medicine, psychiatry, and surgery, and subspecialties and electives like oncology and infectious disease, enabling you to meet the demands of the medical shortages existing today. Doing so will allow you to focus on your career path while developing relationships with those doctors and program directors who will be advocates on your behalf. Now, when it comes to exams, we know that preparation is the key, and question number 3 focuses on board exams. Does your education at St. George's University prepare you for the USMLE? Now, if you're not aware, the USMLE is the United States Medical Licensing Exam, and it's required for all U.S. medical students. Step 1 is taken after the completion of your basic sciences following your second year of medical school. It assesses whether you understand and can apply the important concepts of the sciences basic to the practice of medicine. Step 2 is a clinical knowledge exam taken during your 4th year. And the final step of the sequence, step 3, is taken while you are in residency, focus on patient management. Well, I'm proud to share that St. George's prepares our students for success on the USMLE, and for the past 3 years, SGU has a 92% first-time pass rate on the USMLE Step 1 and Step 2. Our successful performance in the USMLE contributes not only to our rigorous curriculum and our amazing faculty, but also to our highly rated student services and the support they provide. So your pathway to becoming a doctor at St. George's University has 2 different routes. Your first 2 years of medical school consists of the basic sciences like any U.S. medical school. And at SGU, students complete them in Grenada with the option to study in the UK at Northumbria University in Newcastle, your first year, preceding your second year in Grenada. Clinical rotations are taken during your 3rd and 4th year, with core in year 3 and electives in year 4 at our 75 hospitals and affiliated centers, medical centers. Optional selectives are also offered. Now, within your curriculum, you have a total of 5 different terms. Year 1 and year 2 consist of 5 terms, and year 3 and year 4 consist of 5 terms. Between your 1st and 2nd year terms, you actually have you can have the option to study in diverse clinical settings, like India, Kenya, Thailand, or Prague. That would be for a 2 to 3 week time period where you can really learn more about those health disparities that exist around the world that are going to help you to stand out in that residency application process, but also in turn to make you a better doctor. How will you be supported to succeed in your medical education? Well, SGU offers a students benefit from being a part of a large institution with a small school feel. You'll be assigned to to a college that we separated to 9 different colleges for our incoming class, and you'll be assigned to that college prior to starting your first term that are going to be similar to Ivy League and British universities. Each of the 9 colleges represents a learning community, and the colleges provide diverse collegial environments to develop the skills, knowledge, compassion, and personal integrity. 75% of our coursework are done in small group learning sessions of 1 to 8, while the remaining 25% are done in lectures. Each of the 9 colleges also have administrators and faculty that are there to support you in an inclusive learning environment. Another campus resource that's dedicated to each student's success is our Department of Educational Services, otherwise known as DES. This entire campus division consists of learning strategists who are responsible for hosting over 450 weekly workshops. These workshops are designed to enable our students to absorb the information that they're responsible for learning each day. Workshops are facilitated on time management, note-taking skills, and test-taking skills, in addition to efficient learning techniques. Tutoring services are also offered, as well as the opportunity to become a tutor yourself. So students who perform exceptionally well academically are able to tutor new Term 1 students while reinforcing their own mastery of the material. And there are no additional costs associated with DES or any of our other campus resources, as it's truly embedded within the culture. The vast majority of our students utilize the services of DES. Now, here's just a quick quote from one of our grads, Dr. Josh Ramjes, who is currently serves as a fellow in surgery for the Hospital for Sick Children at the University of Toronto. He was also a chief resident, surgical resident in Brooklyn. Now, moving into residency, I was able to adapt to whatever the needs were. Each step built on the other. I think I was a very good resident because I was a very good clinical student. And I was a very good clinical student because I had a very strong basic sciences foundation. Well, I'm proud to share that Dr. Ramjes was named Chief Resident of the Year and of the Decade. Now, this brings us to our 5th question. Where will your SGU medical degree allow you to practice medicine? Well, students train in Grenada and practice medicine in the United States and in Canada. A medical degree earned from SGU will allow you to join a network of over 20,000 doctors licensed to practice medicine in all 50 US states, Canada, and who have practiced in more than 50 countries globally. A medical degree earned from SGU will will provide you with the resources to practice medicine wherever you choose. The opportunities with SGU really truly are endless. SGU is also accredited to support you in your pursuit to practicing medicine in the United States. GMDC is our accreditor and is the Grenada National Accrediting Body for medical schools. So GMDC was subject to a rigorous review by the U.S. Department of Education, and the DOE deemed SGU's accreditation comparable to a U.S. accreditation. That allows us to provide Title IV federal funding up to the full cost of attendance for any U.S. citizen or permanent resident. Additionally, our accreditation is recognized by WIFME, the World Federation of Medical Education. Now, this is a very important piece. That recognition by WIFME allows our students to sit for the USMLE, and I mentioned before that all US medical students have to take that exam. It allows our students to participate in the national residency matching process. Well, you cannot become a licensed physician without going through a residency program. And finally, it allows our students to apply for a license to practice medicine in the United States upon completion of their residency program. And those are 3 really important pieces. And what I would share with you also is that we just recently, last year, went through a reaccreditation with WIFME and received the maximum that any institution can receive. So we're in excellent shape for the future for our students. Now, what will your life be like at SGU? Now, our students benefit from being a part of a larger community with exceptional campus amenities. Our campus in Grenada, our True Blue campus, is truly gorgeous with 42 acres and 65 buildings housing 4 distinct schools and colleges. So in addition to our School of Medicine, there's a School of Arts and Sciences, Graduate Studies, and Veterinary Medicine. Our campus truly houses everything that you need to thrive and ensure productivity and success during your time in medical school. The fact that campus is on an island with year-round temperatures averaging 75 to 85 degrees only enhances your quality of life. Living on campus is required your first year, and all residence halls are equipped with Wi-Fi, air conditioning. There's free laundry on every floor. And one of my favorite amenities is that housekeeping services actually cleans your room twice a week. We have 3 libraries on campus, a veranda study area overlooking the ocean, and shuttles that provide you with transportation all around campus and within a 5-mile radius surrounding campus. Our campus is very safe and secure, and our security services do an amazing job monitoring who enters and departs campus throughout the day. We also have a wide range of food options to meet everyone's needs. We have over 65 clubs and organizations for medical students to actively engage within our campus community. So in addition to the traditional school of student government, there are cultural, social, political, religious, and philanthropic organizations. We have the world's largest AMSA club, an emergency medicine club, surgery club. The club that I like to highlight is Women in Medicine, where they work for the inclusion of women's health and medical school education. There really is truly something for everyone, regardless of your interests. Our recreation opportunities will allow you to truly decompress and provide you with the social and emotional wellness needed to be successful. We have a new fitness recreation center that has yoga classes that are held in the veranda overlooking the ocean. There are spin classes, strength training classes, dance classes. We have club sport teams in basketball, volleyball, soccer. We actually have the underwater sculpture park is nearby, where you can view its world-renowned collection of ecological contemporary art. Grenada is also one of the top 5 dive locations in the world and was recently voted #1 in the Caribbean. Now, how can you see where you'll be studying medicine, which is really important to understand that? So our CSCU program offers any student who has applied and has been accepted to the institution with a complimentary trip to campus. We'll provide round-trip airfare to Grenada, hotel accommodations. You get to sit in on a class. You get to tour the campus. You have a tour of the island to really find out if it's going to be a good fit for you prior to starting and making your decision if that's going to be the best place for you. Now, I also would encourage you to go online and take a virtual tour. And when you go to our website, be sure to request your own virtual reality goggles. They'll be sent to your home to virtually bring our campus to you. Now, financial aid. Big question. Yes, there is financial aid, and we have an entire team dedicated to helping you. At SGU, in addition, you can apply for any kind of aid that you can apply for at any U.S. school. So in addition to assisting you with federal loans, we have various institutional scholarships based on academics, need, or demonstrated commitment to medicine. We award millions of scholarships every year, and our scholarships are stackable. There is no additional application process for the majority of our scholarships, as you're automatically considered during the time of admission. We do have some wide range scholarships that offer a large amount of money, up to half or full tuition, like our diversity in medicine scholarship. Now, those scholarships would not be stackable because it's going to pay for all of your tuition. Now, how do you apply? Now, we offer 3 different start terms, like some of the other institutions, August, January, or April. The majority of our students are going to start in the fall for our August term, but the opportunity to start in January or April might be just right for you. You may need to resit for the impact. You may need to take some prerequisites. Whatever your situation is, the opportunity to start in January or April may be right for you. There are smaller classes in the January and April class, as well as more flexibility during your clinical rotations. Now, application process. We have a pretty user-friendly application process, and we offer various ways to apply. You can go directly to our website at sgu.edu, and when you go to our website, you have 3 different options. You can apply directly through us, the application, or you can upload a PDF copy of your AMCAS or your COMAS application. Now, once you start your application, you'll be assigned to your personal admission officer, who's going to assist you with each step moving forward. We do have a holistic review process enrolling admission. You're going to need to submit your MCAT scores, 2 letters of recommendation, any transfers from all undergraduate, postbac, or graduate work. Once we receive all of your actual documents, we can then determine if you'll be eligible for an interview, and which are currently being conducted primarily online, with just a few opportunities for in-person interviews. Within a couple of weeks of your interview, an admission decision will be made. Simply accept our offer of admission and submit your confirmation deposit to secure your spot. And that's it. All you have to do at that point is just book your flight to Grenada to start studying medicine, to become a doctor with St. George's University School of Medicine. Now, why wait opportunity? Why wait opportunity is an opportunity for students who might have started in January or April, but it's for August students as well. If you were to apply to a US or Canadian medical school and you're waitlisted, instead of waiting an entire cycle, you can start in January or April. Now, if you're taken off that wait list and you've already started with us and you choose to matriculate at that US Canadian medical school, we'll refund 100% of your SU tuition and fees. It's that simple. There's no downside. If you are taken off that wait list, then you have the foundation of the basic science to take with you, and you get a full refund. If you're not, then you're well on your way to starting medicine and you didn't wait to start your career to become a doctor. Now, final question, why is SU the place to start your medical career? Well, U.S. News and World Report, if you're not familiar, puts out a top 20 list of hospitals every year. The most recent list includes Cedars-Sinai Medical Center in Los Angeles, my hometown, Johns Hopkins Hospital in Baltimore, and UCLA Medical Center in Los Angeles. Well, I'm proud to share that St. George's University graduates have practiced at each and every one of the hospitals on this list. SGU education will provide you will allow you to join a network of over 20,000 doctors working in all specialties around the globe. SGU education will provide you with the opportunities to become a practicing physician in the United States if that's what you choose. You feel free to scan the QR code. You can scan that there to learn more information. We also have an entire office of admission here in the United States in New York that are eager to assist you. If you want to connect with a student, we're happy to make that connection as well. We want to make sure that all of your questions are answered before you make that final decision to determine if we'd be a good place for you to start your medical career. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you so much, Ms. Hall, for that presentation. I really appreciate it. It was really informative. It's nice to know that if students do choose to pursue their medical career outside of the United States, they will be able to be well supported by supportive admissions staff such as Ms. Hall and the rest of our speakers tonight. Okay, so we have reached the end of our presentation for tonight. And as we conclude our webinar regarding the opportunities available at Caribbean medical schools, I hope you all now have a clear understanding of the potential pathways for your medical education. As we learned tonight, there are immense opportunities available at institutions outside the United States, and I hope you all will take advantage. And again, I just want to say a big thank you to all of our speakers tonight. The presentations were amazing and very informative. And if anyone has any remaining questions, I'm just holding space right now. You can drop them in the chat and I will share them with our speakers, or I'll bring our speakers back to the stage and they'll be able to answer. But I just want to thank you all for joining us today. And I wish you all the best in your endeavors to become the healthcare professionals of tomorrow. The journey ahead is exciting, and I have no doubt that each of you will make a significant impact in the world of medicine. And there is a quick post-event webinar questionnaire that will be available. And I'm just going to show that across the bottom of the screen. For all of our participants who are still on the live, I just want to encourage you to go ahead and respond to that questionnaire just so that we can gauge the success of tonight's meeting or event, and to see if there's anything in the future that we can hold that will better support you in your journeys to medicine. And then I'll also go ahead and try to drop that in the chat. But if there are no other questions, this is the end of tonight's programming. And I just want to thank you again for your participation and your attendance. And again, thank you to our speakers for the information that you provided us tonight. Have a great evening, everyone. And I will keep the live open just in case there are any more questions.